Okay, welcome. So, so today's video is gonna be on my 6 month PR. And before we get into the video, I just wanted to film this to say, here's the breakdown of what it all looks like. So it's a long video, as you can tell, it's 15 minutes, but I'm gonna put all of the numbers up right here. You can pause it now, and then I'll just go over it. So I never really did a 1 rep max from when I first started to now, but I did get like my top set number, and then I just compared to this. So for chest, we went from a 125 to a 185 bench. For back, we went from an 80-pound row to a 165-pound row. Squat, we went from a 95-pound squat to a 165-pound squat. Shoulder lateral raises, we went from a 30-pound lateral raise to a 45-pound lateral raise. That one I was actually really upset about because I remember at peak, when I was probably feeling my body right, I got up to like 65 pounds. So to see it go down 20 pounds is a big difference. But obviously, shoulders is such a finite muscle. And if you're not fueling your body properly, it's probably going to eat at it. My hamstrings, I went from a 150-pound RDL to a 225-pound RDL. My bicep curl, I went from an 80-pound curl to a 115-pound curl. And then my tricep pushdowns, I went from 100 pounds to 160-pound press down. That is a total of 400 pounds in a jump in strength, totality of the numbers. And at body weight, when I used all these numbers for that running week, I checked my log. I was 259.4 pounds, 259 pounds. And at the time of recording this footage, the next day when I weighed out, I was at 202. So just close to about 200 pounds flat. And then when I first recorded this, when I first started the journey, it was 260 pounds. So it comes up to a 56.6 pound weight loss, with a total of 400-pound strength jump. Now, this isn't a fair, accurate reading because I never actually tested my actual 1 rep max when I first started. And also, my program changed so often in the first few months because I was still trying to figure things out. So the real outlier is these numbers to the next 6 months because I actually have a baseline of a 1 rep max. I actually have a program that I'm sticking to for the next 6 months. It's a very minimal lift style. It's a 3 and 2. So 3 on the major muscle, 2 on the minor muscle. So 5 exercises with either a 2 or 1 set um, limit between the two. Either just depending on how the day is. You either give it all in 1 set or you go for 2. And then keep it easy, and just progressive over for the next 6 months. So I'm excited to see what the 1 year mark looks like. But essentially, this footage is just to remind yourself that progress happens no matter if you like it or not. It doesn't matter if you're consistent or inconsistent. As long as you're doing something, you're changing what you didn't do before, you're going to find progress. And although throughout this 6 month journey, it felt like my strength was going up and down and weight was stagnating up and down, at the end of the day, in 6 months, I lost 56 pounds. In totality, I jumped up about 400 pounds in total strength. Um, Everything has changed. It's only going to go up from here. And you only going to be the version of you last. So videos like this and documenting and recording is very important because if you don't, then you're never really going to be able to understand how far you come along and realizing that the days and the weeks that are in a slump, they're all part of the process in the long run. So yeah, we're gonna get into the video now. It's just me kind of vlogging and we're going through my PR, but I'm very proud. I'm actually really excited because this feels like the start of my strength training for me because I'm still in a calorie deficit. I'm probably still not gonna be fueling, not probably gonna be eating my total protein goals. Like my goal right now, being 202, I want to get down to about 180. So I got about 20 pounds to go. Still in an 800 calorie deficit. Finding it to eat 180 grams of protein is difficult. It's not that it's difficult, it's just I'm not providing myself the right. I don't have protein powder. I had one time protein powder, and then I think I just got allergic reaction because I'm allergic to nuts and tree nuts and peanuts. So I find that that's a big um, ingredient when it comes to protein based stuff. So I gotta get back into purchasing good quality protein powder. Just cutting back on some of the snacks. I still stay in my calorie deficit, but because sometimes I like to indulge in ice cream and chips and stuff like that, it affects how my protein intake could go because I'm still prioritizing my calorie deficit. So that's a big part of it as well. And then, yeah, so overall, do I feel like I'm going to maximize my strength journey for the next 6 months? No. But what I do know is I have a baseline. I know I'll get stronger. I know I'm going to be more consistent. I have a steady program for the next 6 months. There should be no change in numbers or exercises. And hopefully by the 1 year mark, I'll be at my body weight level. Then it's just about getting back to maintenance and then actually focusing on the strength journey. So the 1 year journey so far has been priority of weight loss alongside whatever strength I can gain, which has been great. But the goal is to be the biggest in my bloodline. That always is the goal. So we're gonna ride out a year, get myself to the body weight level that I want to be at, and then from there, slowly, properly fuel myself and start hitting those numbers. So we are 6 months in. I hope you enjoy this vlog. Good talking to you. See you in the next video. We just did 21 minutes on the treadmill, and then what we burned 194 calories. I'm feeling good, feeling really good. I'm feeling warmed up. Now we're gonna go stretch, and then after we stretch, time to get to PR day. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, today is super special. Today is my 6 months out from inconsistently weight training and then losing weight. Yeah, pretty much 6 months ago I started. I think at top end. Well, okay, when I started, I was 263, and then right now I'm 209. But I think the heaviest last year I was like 285, something like that. But yeah, I started just actually paying attention to what I was eating, focusing on weight loss, and then going to the gym. Now, over the 6 months, I have not actually been consistently going to the gym. There were some weeks I didn't even, like, the whole goal was to get 3 workouts in a week. There were some weeks, did not hit that. Some weeks, I just didn't go entirely. But at the end of the day, I still made a lot of progress in the gym. So the whole point of today is we're doing a 1 rep max 6-month check-in, seeing how I'm doing. And I think I need this video for me because as you lose weight and you're focusing on calorie deficit and looking at the number, you're not actually fueling your body properly. So there's been a few weeks in between the program where I was stagnating or actually went down in weight. And I noticed that just because I wasn't fueling my body properly and all that. But what did matter was I was still losing weight. So that is a primary focus. And it's just kind of a realization that when you're losing weight and trying to make muscle, there's a proper way to do it. But that way takes really long. And when you want to lose weight, you tend to do it rather quickly. Like myself, in 6 months, I was at 263, I'm 209 now. So what are you looking at? 53, 43, 33, 23, 13, like 54 pounds in 6 months, right? That's how much I lost. And surprisingly, I'm not going to say that's not hard. I'm not trying to make it anyway, but if you count your calories and you're in a deficit, I don't care what you eat, technically, based on thermodynamics, you will lose weight. There was times I was eating my ice cream, I was eating snacks, but I was counting everything, every single thing. Sometimes I'd have 2 Sour Patch candies, 7 grams. I was weighing that out. That thing came out to like 18 calories or something like that. Like everything I was weighing, and it matters. It matters a lot. But the point of this video is 6 months in, I made a lot in the weight loss. There's no chance I'm gonna lose 54 more pounds. I would be down to like 150 something, and that'd be ridiculously just not right? So I'm starting to get down to the wean point. Like I'd probably want to lose another 30 pounds. Like if I can get into like the 180-ish section, I'd be really happy. So that's probably gonna progress over the next 6 months. So all in all, this is just documenting the weight loss process while just getting as much muscle as I can. My body's probably eating some of my muscle based on how I'm fueling myself. We're not going to get into the nitty-gritties of it, but I've been tracking the numbers. I will have the numbers up here of where I went, like where I started 6 months ago, to the weight I'm lifting now. And everything's based off of 5 to 8 rep range. So today is the first time ever where I'm testing just 1 rep max and seeing how that goes. So I'm really excited for that. And yeah, we're just gonna document the process as best as we can. We're gonna go through a full body workout. We're gonna stick to about 1 to 2 exercises per muscle group to just generally gauge what it's looking at. So bench press for chest, rows for back, squats or leg press for legs, lateral raises for shoulders or overhead press, don't know yet. Bicep curls for buys, tricep pushdowns for tries. That's about the majority of the muscles I work. Hamstring curls, I'll probably RDL. Yeah, so we're gonna test that out, see how this goes. We're gonna warm into every single one, make sure we're not ripping and tearing, and document the process. But this is 6 months update, checking in on how that's going. So I'm really excited for this video. Gonna now warm up, get right into it. Yeah. So warming up is, for me, it's just a band. That's all you need, right? So you can kind of do a lot of exercises for upper body. So my favorite one to start off with is just dislocations. So you find a point where your arm is just getting enough tension to pull and you feel resistance. You keep that tension as you come around. And I like to do this until 1, all the clicking in my shoulder stop, or 2, it just feels really warm. But stretching dynamically like this is really important to make sure that the joints are getting full range of motion so that blood and air is getting through. And then 2, making sure that you also have full mobility so that when you're going through these lifts, you don't tear anything or damage anything because it's already moving in that direction. So yeah, I was 20 minutes on the treadmill and I used that time to journal. And I checked my last journal log and I didn't journal since February 24th. Today's April 26th. So it's been 2 months. But honestly, I started really focusing on content creation over these last 2 months. So it took me away from journaling. But when I first started journaling was such a healthy tool because when you felt alone and you felt lost, you needed that space to just making sure that you're talking to yourself and you're in check because life goes by too fast that you can lose sight of it. What's that Ferris Bueller quote? Life moves too fast. If you don't stop and watch it once in a while, it'll pass you. Something like that. But
life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
that's the power of journaling, was just knowing that someone is witnessing your life and it's yourself. But then these last 2 months when I haven't been journaling, it was because I was filling it with so much, right? And doing a lot of stuff, which I was really happy of. But there's some I went to a gala last night and I volunteered there. I love volunteering. I think everyone should volunteer because if you give to your community, it'll grow, and not just grow, but you'll grow with it. And when those connections and things happen, it'll bring back to you tenfold. Trust me. That's just my personal philosophy. So yeah, I was volunteering last there, and just that night, who I met, conversations I had, seeing the laughter, the love, everything. It was an event on welcoming anyone from the community from all diverse backgrounds. And it was just such an important reminder of how well like something like that matters and what that all looks like. So yeah, I was really happy with that event. Okay, so the disbandage happened. I'm just realizing that this mic might be I might be hitting it too much. So we're going to clip it onto my Tyler. Hopefully that looks okay. Okay, so yeah. So after disbanded, then I like to warm up my rotor cuffs. So I take the band, palm up, and I just stretch and I hold. And you just hold so that you're engaging that rotor cuff. And then you slowly release back in. Honestly, when I first started working out, as much as anyone knows about, you know, how easy ligaments and muscle tears can happen. Seeing the number go up is crazy. When you first start working out, the number will go up for like the first few months easily, right? And then I remember I had my first shoulder injury, and I was like, "Oh, you heard it click," and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, thank God it didn't rip or anything. It was like a big click, so the muscle and the ligament hurt there. But for a while, it was clicking when I was moving, right? And I thought, "Oh, like it's done." But I just started doing these exercises every day, these rotator cuff exercises, and all of a sudden, it went away after a few weeks. And it's just like, if you don't work out, what I'd highly recommend is buy a band and do a full dynamic stretch every day. And remember, the muscle doesn't know weight, it just knows tension. So doing this, if it gets too easy, just keep holding it for longer until that muscle starts burning, and then you release, because there's no way that you can hold it forever. So even with one band, you can get infinite use out of it just as long as you keep increasing duration under tension and all that stuff. But these stretches have been game changing. And I've noticed in my lifts when I actually rotate and warm up my rotator cuffs, warm up my knees, my hamstrings, such a change. So yeah, do that this way. And then after that, I'll do it this way. So I don't, like, I could technically hold it to something, which I probably might, but I feel like, yeah, it's going to pull. So I'll just hold it like this. And then I keep my arm here, and then I just pull back this way. But yeah, I'm really excited. I don't know what my numbers are going to be. I think recognizing that any number is okay, because it's the first time tracking a 1 rep max, and just not having any expectations and making sure I'm doing the lift properly. Because until I start training properly to bodybuild and get huge, like, the primary goal is to lose weight, right? So it's really hard to do both if you're doing it in a timely fashion. If you give yourself enough time, you can achieve it, but I'm not, obviously. I eat about 1,900 calories a day at 6 foot, 210, like 209, but like 210. My expenditure is about 2,700, so I'm subbing about 800 calories of a deficit a day. Um, so yeah, it's pretty drastic. Not that drastic, but like, there's been some weeks where I'd even under, like, say I'm still like at that 1,900 allocation, I'd eat like 1,300 calories that day, and then there'd be weeks I'd check and it's like 5 pounds I've dropped in a week, which is outrageous. But when your focus is fat loss, it tends to happen. But that's why I'm saying that's the weeks where I noticed my muscles were not, they weren't growing, like, because they probably are eating muscles during that week just from the under starvation I was doing. But whatever. I think you gotta have a positive attitude. You gotta realize you can't have everything in this world. So the fact that I got one, and I'm still going up as we're gonna go through today, I'm comparing it to when I first started, and that's what matters. Not about what happened last week, to when I first started. Okay, so the upper body workout is almost kind of complete. I like to just warm the rotator cuffs and those shoulders there, um, because to warm up my back and to warm up my chest, I do push-ups to warm up my chest, and then I do just lighter weight on the back because of how bulky the back exercise is. I feel like with 1 or 2 sets warming up, it warms up quite nicely. But with shoulders, I just got to go through shoulders, you know how serious it is. Okay, so for legs, same thing. Quads, warm-up sets. I don't really warm up my quads that much. But hamstrings, I like to warm up because I've had those tears. So I take the band and I step on it, and I go to a place where when I'm bent over and I feel my hamstrings pulling, where my arms naturally drag, and then from there I just pull up, and then I slowly dip down, and I pull up. And you just want to make sure that you're feeling that hamstring contract. It's kind of crazy in my experience with my hamstrings. The heavier you go up in weight, the less you actually feel that mind to muscle connection with hamstrings. But when you're like really light in weight, man, you'll feel that thing stretch and pull so much. Yeah, I don't know what all that means, but yeah. I've been not dreading this video, but I think I've been in my head about it because with a video like this, knowing that there was some weeks I might have done better or whatever, you kind of want for content creation for YouTube, social media, whatever, you want to be not perfect, but you just want to be the best version of yourself. And when you feel like you could do something better, you want kind of that version, but that's in the past and like today's present. And although I'm just saying that, I'm also saying it for myself. I think a lot of people that do content creation, like as much as you want to say it for the audience and whoever it may inspire, you ultimately your biggest fan is yourself. So you say things that you need to hear for yourself in a way that's being plastered publicly because it feels different than just saying it to say it, you know? But ultimately it's kind of like you're just it's like a diary. You're just really like just same as journaling. I'm just doing this to record for myself. But yeah, whatever we're gonna get today is what we're gonna get because I promise you when we do this video again at the 1 year mark, there's no way these numbers are going to be the same. And if they are, I better have lost a shit ton of weight. You know what I mean? But yeah. Okay, that feels good. And then I like to just go into some stretches to make sure everything's opened up after everything's now warmed up. So yeah, let's get into that. So my favorite is just stretching with a foam roller for the back. I always hear cracks when I'm doing this. Oh yeah, I felt one right there. But yeah, I think foam rolling and stretching is a huge discipline of staying consistent because you don't gain anything out of foam rolling and all that stuff. But what you do gain is the consistency and the discipline of as I'm going to approach my best lift and the mindset that I'm going to hit more, whether or not I do. You wanted to prepare yourself as best as you could. So rolling out, foam rolling, oh, my hips, my lower back there. Yeah, that felt really good. Yeah, that's the discipline of it all. So here I just like to open up the side of my hips and I just rock back and forth. But yeah, I'm gonna focus on upper body first. Not that I don't, I'm not like trying to be a typical gym guy, but my legs, being a big guy, they've always kind of been more defined. But yeah, yesterday when I was writing my journal about yesterday, just everything that happened, although it'll be personal to me, like it's in my journal, but there was a lot of great things that happened, and it was one of those. The event was 50 minutes away from me, right? And I remember thinking like, am I really going to volunteer, spend 50-minute drive there, drive back? I was picking something up for the venue. I was picking up people like it was just like, am I really doing this to volunteer? And all the experiences I had that night, you can't pay for those kind of experiences. So it was such a great reminder of like tomorrow I'm going down to see a friend. She's meeting 100. It's a 140-kilometer drive to get there, and I got to do that back, right? And I'm like, oh man, such a hard drive. But then after journaling and writing about that, I'm like, whether or not it's a long drive, you're going to be driving anyways at some point anywhere. So make sure if you're going to drive somewhere, you're going to drive somewhere to enjoy. And I know hanging out with my homegirl, her name's Nora, she like we have such a good time. She's like my car buddy. Like she's so cool, and it's just for those reminders, telling yourself that ultimately there's no such thing as sacrifice if you benefit out of something. That's just the cost opportunity to benefit. Sacrifice is really only happening when nothing is gained from it. That's sacrifice to me. If there's a if there is benefit to whatever it is, that's just a cost valuation. So yeah. Okay, we are feeling pretty warm. We're gonna get right into it. Let's warm up with chest. The goal today would be able to hit 185. I think when I first started doing chest, I was 110. So we'll see how this all works out. It's so funny because bench press feels like one of those exercises that's like, it's like peak male. And like, obviously, it's pretty freaking cool. It's I personally, for me, it's like one of the hardest exercises to grow fast. And I feel like my rows have grown a lot. everything else, but the chest is such a slow climb. So for something that you want to be so like really good in, God, is it a hard climb. Trying to get also a balance of blood flow into the chest, making sure I'm watching form so that I can work up to that 1 rep max. Okay, it's moving. That's moving. Yeah, I'm kind of worried about doing bench by myself. Right now it's an empty gym, which I'm so lucky. It's like 11 o'clock, so that's why I came this time to film. But at the end of the day, it's also like, if there's no spotter and there's no nothing, I'm screwed. You know what I mean? So this clip might go from hitting to my 1 rep max up until a bloopers reel of me failing completely. So we shall see how that all goes. I really want to do the videos 1 rep max, but I'm realizing this video is going to take a long time purely from the fact of like, I should be giving myself the rest in between sets. So yeah, this video might be a lot longer. Probably going to be here until midnight, but whatever. You only do a 6-month progress once, so do it right. Ooh, a song just came on that's gonna, Lord knows, Meek Mill, Tory Lanez. You guys know the song. This song puts you into a deep energy, like an energy that you don't understand. Like, I don't got ops, I don't got problems, but the song makes me feel like it. I'll tell you that. Come on, 1 plate. All of this video is to remind you that when you see people benching 3 plates and all that stuff, man, they're either extremely blessed or been doing it for a long time. Because getting myself to 2 plates is a freaking, that's all I want exposed. Like, I feel like 2 plates is like the dream. But at the end of the day, you got to remember, you're only better than the version of you were. So that's why we're making this video, because who I will be in the future when I redo this video will be better than this version. And like I said, if it isn't, I'll be better in some way, shape, or form. I promise you. Whether it is to be more lean or to be bigger, I'll be better in some way, shape, or form. Guys, I need a camera I can see myself. Like, this is... Okay, we're at 10 minutes. That's fine. Okay, I just changed the ISO. I realized I was at 800 and it's kind of bright. So hopefully this looks a little better. I like that darker exposed feel when it comes to my videos. So you can lift this. You can lift this. Yep. Oh my gosh. Why? We are going to try this machine. We are going for 185. And I hope we can get it. So I switched over this machine because if I can't do it and this gym's all alone, yeah, I'm not risking it. So if we do it on this machine, if I can't do it, I drop and I go. Don't have to worry about the bar being on my chest and everything. So 185. Half? No. 185 on this machine is what we can do. So 185 is our 1 rep max. 6 months in. That's okay. It's not bad. We'll take that. We'll take that. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay. 40 pounds. Okay. She's feeling good. She is feeling good. We are onto our back. And back, we're going to do rows. So I love back. Back's my favorite muscle, honestly. So we're going to row now. Like, it's crazy because, like, I look at myself in the mirror. Like, I've gotten so lean, but when you also like to work out, to lose a lot of weight quick and then to lose muscle kind of sucks. But just 6 months ago, I would never look like this in this. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, come on. So let's appreciate how much we can get, and we work from there. All right, here we go, guys. It's feeling pretty good. It's moving pretty well. I just love working in front of the mirror because it's so nice looking yourself in the mirror when you work out. Okay. One plate, done. I believe I can lift this, but we shall see. Okay. Okay. That got me a little lightheaded, guys. That got me a little lightheaded. I'm not gonna lie. But I think we could do 5 more. Oh, at least if we faint, we'll be right on the ground. So it doesn't matter. So where are we at now? 155, so this will be 160, 165? 165 row? Pretty much being able to row a human being? Pretty cool. Pretty cool if you ask me. 165 is here we're at. I think this is approaching the most I could do. But we'll see because I love back. I already feel my back engaged, which is kind of nice. Here we go. That's it. No, there's no way I could do more of that. Oh, I'm getting lightheaded. Ooh, I'm seeing white dots. And that was rough coming up. Film probably doesn't even look good. But I'll count it. 165 is our 1 rep max. So yeah, guys. 3 exercises in. Chest, 185 on the cable machine. 165 on rows. We are now going to work into legs, hams, buys, and tries. So 4 more left. I guess maybe calves? Who cares? You guys want to see 1 rep max on calves. I don't need to see that. But yeah, let's go. Squats is probably my least good at. I have a hip problem. Like my hips aren't even and they're not. So I always struggle with squats. So we're going to work at this as much as we can. So here we go. Just gonna warm up the legs some more. Using bumper plates because we're on the other side. Let's go up to 35s and see how 35s are feeling. Bumper plates are always fun if you want to look like you can lift a shit ton of weight because of how wide they are. But in terms of reference like this, I don't know if you guys can even tell the difference, but yellows is 45s. Wait, no. Yellows is 25, blues is 35s, reds is 45s. You know, like the golden standard. I feel like the golden standard when it comes to working out is like always having a plate and then build off of that. So it's like always a plate, but like you don't want to do that extra work to like take it off and then put it back on. So like, what if instead of 35, taking off 35, putting 45, I just add 25, and it's like adding 15 pounds. So then that'd be 60 on each side plus a 45, so 165. Yeah, we can work up to 165. Might be pretty close because jumping 50 pounds is kind of insane, but I don't know. I just felt like it was moving well, so that's why I'm jumping 50 pounds, but this might backfire in my face. Bow, 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 bow. Hey, hey. Okay. Yep. Okay, that was a big jump, but we did it. Whoa, that was a big jump. Woo! 165, ladies and gents. Oh, that bottom part there, I felt like it was about to tear as I was getting down there. Go up 10? Just kidding. No, I should call it safe there. This will be the last exercise before we move into arms. I always forget with RDL. I always go so low, but technically, as long as it stops stretching right there, that's it. I don't need to go here because then that's my back at that point, right? I gotta go once I feel that hamstring stretch right above my knees and go. I low-key feel like sometimes my hamstrings are stronger than my quads, like with my squat, but it could also just be a form and practice thing. 11:45. It's almost midnight. I got here at 10. This just goes to show filming content in the gym. If you see other people do it, it takes a lot longer than you think, just because you're trying to set up everything and all this stuff. But this is also a full day PR, right? Like I gotta set up this mic, set up camera angles, all that stuff. When you work out, you just go. This is like setting up properly. Doesn't add a whole lot of time, but be conscious. Like if you want to do gym content, be mindful of timing and all that stuff. And that's why I go at night, because it's just easier. But then I got a 35-minute drive in the dark, wilderness. Literally on the drive over, there was like 2 deers, almost hit, skunk, dead raccoon, like crazy. Bang. Yeah, I don't know what it is about my hams, but honestly, I don't mind having big hamstrings because if you look at any anatomy, of the legs, the hamstring is the bigger of the two muscles. That's what offers a big depth. So if I got stronger hamstrings, so be it. You got strong hammies, you got strong hammies. I don't mind. I'm honestly really proud of how far I've gone in 6 months. And doing this video is really good for me to be concrete about how far I've come, what I need to focus on and realign. Especially now the weather's getting better. I've been inconsistent with working, especially because this gym's 30 minutes away, blah, 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 excuses. Not like there were excuses to me that I'm comfortable with, but at the end of the day, if you really want something, you'll go after it no matter what. So clearly I just didn't want enough. But over the 6 months, I've still made a lot of progress. And now that the sun's coming out, there's no excuse for me to not work out at home. Like outside, I have a big grass. Like I have a lot of grass. Just work out every day outside, at home. and we can come in gym, lift heavy, stick to the program. But I'm already 209. I'll just say 210. I'm 210, 6 foot, and I'm very happy with my body looks like. Honestly, like when I put on clothes, like if it looks at me well, I'm a big boy. Like I'm actually the definition of big boy now. I used to be a big, now I'm just a big boy. Would I like to get down 30 more pounds to be like lean and fit? Yeah, but I think with me gonna be doing, I was thinking about doing the 75 hard challenge, or at least 75 soft, because it'll still be more consistent what I'm doing now. That in conjunction with the continual calorie deficit that I'm doing, honestly, I think I'll be freaking 30 pounds down by my birthday, which is September 20th, and right now it's April 26th. If I consistently, you know what I mean? Like I'll be a 180 at my birthday. And that'll be a full year of the program because I started like October. So let's just a year, like a little 11 months. But like, I'll just count my birthday as a year. So entering into 26, I'll have gone from like, man, I saw photos of me back in the day, huge, to now like, not that I wasn't proud of myself, but I wasn't happy with myself. And now I could genuinely look in the mirror, even though I got that tummy, very proud of how like I can see my chest, I can see my shoulders, arms, everything, legs. But you always put weight on. You lose weight last where your weight goes first, and for me, it's my stomach, and like my inner thighs for some weird reason. But okay. It's starting to get a little tough. It's starting to get a little tough, but we keep going up. So now we're going up to 2 plates. This might be impossible because I'm going up a 20-pound jump, and that was moving a little rough. But we're going to give her a go. And if not, we'll drop down to 35s and say that my PR would be 185, 205? Yeah, because we're going for a 225 RDL here. 225 of them things. If anyone knows me, I did a major weight loss. 2018? 2019? No, 2018 to 2019. I lost 100 pounds. I was like I think I topped out like 270, and then I ended out at like 168. No, it was 270 to like 168, so like 102 whatever pounds. But I was doing keto, and I was going like crazy calorie deficit. Like sometimes I'd eat 1 meal a day, you know. And I had almost no muscle. I look at photos, I had like literally nearly like kind of just like someone that's thin. And sometimes I feel like that's me now as I keep doing it. So that's why I really want to stay consistent with doing things at home, because if I don't always have the ability to go this far out to the gym, I gotta make changes at home so I can accommodate that. So yeah, there's some lifestyle changes, but honestly, it's easier to make those lifestyle changes for all the changes I've made up to this point. If I put myself in a position to make the changes I want to make now, version me 6 months ago, I'd be like the criminal. But you work into these things, right? So I think, if anything, this is just an update of like, you need to grow to make the changes that you need. However, just start growing in somewhere. And by growing, you got to change something about your lifestyle. So I've changed, and now counting food is like second nature to me. So now it's like, okay, now let's make working out second nature. And then from there, everything comes conjunction. You know what I mean? Because working out is still not second nature to me. I love working out. It's when I'm here, I love it. But getting here is always a mental battle. But counting food now, it's like, it's nothing. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna count it. That's a win. 225 RDL. For squats, it was 165. We'll work on squats. Now, we are doing arms. So biceps and triceps. And we're going to go into biceps. And the easiest way to do PR for biceps is just a bicep curl. Straight bar, bicep curl. So that is what we're going to do. I'm staying in this room because it's closed off. There's other people there working out. So this room, it's a little easier to, starting with 45-pound bar. Neutral grip. Okay. Okay. So we just go 45s. Is it crazy to think I'm going to jump right into 25s on each side? I think so. So we're gonna throw in some 25s onto each. Sorry, I am just responding to a friend. It's 12 o'clock midnight, and she's still texting me, so I was very surprised. She said you had a really shitty day, so that's why she's apologizing for not responding all day. We love communication. But I just told her, yo, man, no worries. Like, if you're friends with someone, when they have it harder or they have less capacity, you take on more of a load, because if they're really your friend, you believe in your heart that they would do the same when you have it low, that they'll compensate. And not everyone's gonna be perfect, you know? Okay, there you go. We are curling 95. Okay. Oh man, I wanna hit a higher curl. Okay, it's 95. Can I do 115? That looked a little hard, guys, right? I don't know. I did 150. Can I jump up 20 pounds? I'll probably swing it a bit, but do we count that as PR if I hit it? Sorry. I think I'm going to try 35s. I'm just going to add the 10 onto it. Don't fucking flame me for not taking. Okay, adding 10s. Probably looks badass on the camera. That's what that's what I love about bumper plates. It just looks so much cooler than like to curl the metal plates. Oh man, can you imagine I could work up one day in a year to a plate curl? Woo. Okay. This might be overkill, but we're gonna try it. No, you gotta change the music first. I gotta lock in. Okay. Here we go. Come on, curl that bitch. Oh. I swung the shit out of that. I know. But I'm gonna count it. 135, 115 curl, baby. 115 curl. Oh, also noting, the reason I'm doing this PR is because I'm actually switching programs after this. All the workouts I did, I'm just, not that I'm changing all of them, but I'm changing the rep ranges, some of the exercises entirely. So this was just kind of a test of the progress I made using the current program I did. I could actually put it kind of like talk about my program. If I want to cut it here, I can film that later. Let's talk about my program. But it was pretty simple. Like, stuck to 3 and 2s, so 3 major muscles, 2 minor muscle exercises. So if it was like chest and tris, it'd be like bench, decline press downs, flies. Thighs would just be curls, hammers. Back would be lat pull downs, rows, and lat pullovers. Into tris would be press downs and overheads. And then legs would be leg press, leg extensions, and hamstring curls. And then my shoulders would be overhead press and then lateral raises. So yeah, I stick to 3 and 2s. Pretty effective. So yeah, Yeah, last exercise, and then we are out of here. Triceps. So we're gonna do tricep press downs. We are on to tricep press downs. Um, I'm hoping to work into maybe 150 pounds. Would be a nice ideal one rep max. So we shall see what that looks like. Start off with hundreds to warm up. Okay, feeling pretty warm. So we're moving into 120s here. Oh man. Yep. 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 Okay. 140, baby. Here we go. Listening to like one of those like headbang rave songs. Okay, I'll tell you guys the name of the song. It's Sky Dwellers by Hades. You can tell by the artist name Hades Squad up, but it's one of those like boom, 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 boom. And sometimes you don't even have to care about the quality of music because when you're working out, your brain's so distracted. So I just need something fueling my ears with like noise just to like enrage you, right? Because realistically, I would never listen to this. Like, can you imagine I was driving a car and I just put up this? You'd be like, yo, what the hell's wrong with this guy? But right now, because I'm talking to you guys, I'm in the gym, getting a little sweat on, it's working. Okay, 140. Yep. 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 Okay, 140, move for three. I could definitely do 150 for one. So we're actually going to try upping it now for 160. Am I being over? Am I overcompensating? Who knows? But oh my god, yo guys, this guy is a monster. He's benching three plates like it's nothing. Yeah, I'm just watching this guy. Damn, he's an absolute unit. 160 bench, guys. I say 160 bench? Correct me, guys. What the hell? And 160 tricep push press down. This is all an example, guys. A weight is just like a number is just a number. It's not about what you like lift as long as you're overlifting what you outlift what you did before. Because think about it. If I can do 160 for one and I'm doing 185 on bench, is it really like is you should like this machine, you know what I mean? Well, we also got to factor in this is a double pulley, that's a single pulley. So when I'm pushing 185 there, this is realistically like pushing 90 pounds true weight. So that's just how double pulleys work. It alleviates the weight, but still, 160 tricep press downs. I'm happy with it. Okay, let's try, guys. It's currently 2:19, so I got here 10. This is a 2 hour long video, 2 and 20, almost 2 hours and a half. But you would think for how little you see here, that's the case. Now, it'll probably take more time to rest in between, but when you're trying to work a one rep max, that's all you're trying to do. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Yeah. 165? I don't know. Let's try it. I'm honestly so impressed with just the total weight lifted today. But I can't wait to see what I look like in a month and a year. Might not just keep focusing on getting weight loss. I actually like make no progress, but at least I'll be thinner, right? Oh yeah, baby. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. 160. Holy shit, guys. I just did 160 for 1 rep max. The guy I'm witnessing right now is literally doing the full stack plus like 10 on top of that for reps. Like he's making that shit look so easy. What a monster. Holy shit. Dude, you're huge. No, buddy, you're huge. Holy smokes. You're a unit. You made that look like it was nothing. Yeah, no, I'm done now. You can change it to it. Okay. Well, man, you're killing it. Holy smokes.